It's here. It's upon us. We are so excited. Baseball playoffs right around the corner.
What?
Just kidding, Caleb. Time for some football!
You heard him say it. Welcome once again to Your Life in a Fantasy Football World, episode 25. A very special episode. This is the episode 4 days, I can't count, right before the start of the NFL 2019 season. Oh, I'm just giddy with excitement. After 5,000 fantasy football drafts, I'm so excited just to find out if I actually have a good team or not.
I'm super excited. I've done so many drafts that no matter who scores a touchdown, I'll be equally pissed and excited.
I've tried so hard to have a couple of the same players like throughout my leagues, but it's almost impossible.
Looking at my teams, I can progressively see my mind changing.
Oh, it's going to be great. NFL is upon us again. None of this preseason. Preseason is the tease beyond all teases, because it's when it comes around, you're excited that it's here, but then you forgot that you don't care so much. And now we get real games.
Things that matter, man. It's very
That's
exciting. Oh God, am I excited.
It's so great.
Dude,
so
go ahead.
No, by all means.
Have you ever eaten Cracker Barrel?
Yeah. In fact, you and I had breakfast there.
Oh, yeah, when you kidnapped me. And that story, yes, my friends, is for another time.
That is for another time.
But, dude, I'm eating it right now. My God, their Chicken Sunday Special. Mm-hmm. This episode of Life in the Fantasy Football World brought to you by Cracker Barrel. Our new sponsor that they don't know. It's awesome, man.
We're gonna inform them later.
Dude, tell me this. Where can you get 2 fat pieces of chicken, macaroni and cheese, carrots, bunch of biscuits, honey mustard sauce for $10? Forget about it.
That's pretty good. And it's pretty good stuff, too.
That's right.
I would say you're making me hungry, but I just came from a picnic where I ate pretty much all of that for free. So,
you know how to pick.
Got you beat. So just a little teaser from here on out through the regular season. We're kind of going to be set up a little bit differently. We're going to be going over recaps from the week before, talk about waiver wire stuff. We're going to throw in some DFS sleepers and segments, get into matchups upcoming in the week. So today we have a bunch of news we want to talk about, still a bunch of stuff sticking. We're going to talk about players that we've been scared to draft all year, but we love. And we're going to get into our week 1 preview. So I'm pretty excited about that. Let's see if we can wrap it up in the next 12 minutes. 13 minutes. And go from there.
Just speed read. That's all you got to do.
How you want to start it?
News, man. This news. Good God.
News.
Fine. Okay.
Y'all.
What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Informing the viewers of what's going on.
Yeah.
Why did I say viewers? It's not a TV show, you idiot, Wes.
So, hey, let me start the news with a question for you about Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
Is he going to sign?
Easy.
Is he getting a deal?
That's an easy answer.
Yes.
I don't know.
It's so confusing.
Before the podcast, me and Caleb both looked up articles on Ezekiel Elliott within the last hour or two. Mine said Cowboys and Ezekiel Elliott have not even met. 50-50 shot he even plays week 1. And Caleb's was deal and announcement are imminent. So who knows?
It's definitely anybody's guess. I have to think that it is going to get done.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to get done for him in time to play next Sunday? That's the only question, I think. But
they still have
it's getting done. Something's getting done. Cowboys are finalizing long-term deals. The last that I read, but it was 5 hours ago, so who knows? He could be back in Cabo by now.
Again, yeah. Now tell me someone who might be holding out and no deal will be done.
The Chargers have informed Melvin Gordon that they are not going to give him an extension. Either come and play for your 5.6 whatever $million, that low number, or sit the rest of the year. So they're standing their ground, and it's all Melvin Gordon's game. Apparently he was given permission to seek a trade. It's a lot of money to ask, but there are teams out there I feel like that would be happy to pay him if they had the money. The Chargers the Chiefs were one of them. I was like, man, if he went to the Chiefs, but they just don't have the cash to
I don't think
pay
the Chargers
him.
would trade him to someone in their division either.
Yeah, that's an even better point than my point.
Yes.
But I still feel good if you draft Ezekiel Elliott. Even if he misses a game, you're getting a top 5 running back for sure.
Melvin Gordon, on the other hand, has made a gamble, and I think he is in a terrible spot. He has 0 leverage.
Yeah.
He has to play at least, 8 games for it to count, or else he's still under contract the next year. Like, his best bet is to find a trade partner, and you're not going to get much. The Texans, they just traded for Duke Johnson and Carlos Hyde.
Yeah.
Who else is there? The Buccaneers are the only real, guys I would think would trade for him.
And they probably have the money because they don't have Jameis Winston under a long-term contract, so.
Yeah, but he's not going in there like he's not playing it down for anybody without a new contract, so We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Speaking of trade bait.
Speaking of trades, a lot. Houston, man. They're without a general manager, and it's showing a little bit. And clearly they are also playing for this year and the next year maybe, and they're all in 3 blockbuster, 4 big trades, but 3 major trades. But hey, actually, let's start with LaShawn McCoy. He actually got cut by the Bills. Some people predicted this, and he was signed almost immediately by the Chiefs, which is pretty exciting. So how does this affect Devin Singletary, affect Darwin Thompson's outlook, affect Damian Williams' outlook?
Well, definitely in Kansas City, everyone takes a hit. Not as big of a hit as I think some people think. Damian Williams still number 1 running back there. I think Darwin Thompson, I don't think LaShawn McCoy is going to put as big of a dent in their work as much as some people think. Darwin Thompson is still a very exciting athlete that I think they want to see what they have there. LaShawn McCoy is just going to be a change of pace back. I could see him get maybe 5-6 carries a game, maybe a couple catches. He's not going to be the featured back. No one's truly going to be a featured back. It's going to be the new 49ers mess in Kansas City.
Just remember who LaShawn McCoy's new coach is about to be.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's
his old coach.
I think that's why he went back to Kansas City. But I don't think they're going to be giving him 20 carries a game, do you?
No, but I think it does take some value out of Darwin Thompson when Darwin Thompson was maybe only going to get 8 to 10 carries in a game, if that.
Well, Caleb, I guess we'll see, won't we? Yes, yeah. Indeed.
Devin Singletary, though.
Devin Singletary, that is something to get a little excited about because it's him and Frank Gore. And even at worst, a running back by committee, his workload just went up a major amount. And the reason I think they cut LaShawn McCoy is what they see in Devin Singletary, which is another exciting thing.
Yeah, you drafted the guy. He's very young compared to LaShawn McCoy, so he's ready to play.
Yep.
Funny thing is that you and I were kind of half planning to do a trade, but I wanted to wait until after the cut downs.
That was on you, man.
Definitely on me. Definitely on me. Now I had to give up Tyler Lockett, but I would have gotten Devin Singletary and some other goodies. But
ancillary pieces.
At this point, yeah, that's on me. Having a young guy like Singletary, I should have pulled the trigger early. But that's me. And now I must cry in my spilt milk.
Let the record show Caleb sent the panic trade offer immediately as soon as the news came out, hoping I
maybe he hasn't noticed.
Yeah, it was like, I thought he wanted to wait till noon for this. Oh, nice try, Caleb.
It was rough. So that happened. I mean, can't blame me for trying. Carlos Hyde is now in Houston. Somebody else asked on Instagram if this was going to be of any value. Personally, you didn't grab him while he was in Kansas City, one of the most prolific offenses around, and only Damian Williams really was ahead of him. Now, yeah, there's nobody else really there, and he's going to get playing time, but do you really want to stash a player like Hyde? Does he have stashable value to you?
Oh, I will tell you this about Carlos Hyde. In Kansas City, I didn't like him, but does he have value in Houston? For those with virgin ears out there, put your fingers in your ears. Hell no! Stay away from him. My gosh, he couldn't even beat out a 6th-round pick in Kansas City. He was not impressive at all in Kansas City preseason game. Not a good sign when you're as old as him and you're playing in the 4th preseason game. Okay? No thanks, man. I still think the Texans aren't done adding running backs.
Yeah. There even some small pieces, anything. They're just scrambling at this point.
Possibly ancillary.
Hey, ancillary pieces. I've stopped saying it lately. I don't know why.
I know. I hope I didn't upset you. I didn't want you to stop saying it.
Duke Johnson, though, I still think Duke Johnson is going to have a major factor. I know he's not going to carry the ball 200 times.
PPR.
But I think he's going to be a great piece in that offense. And then my Miami Dolphins.
God almighty, man.
Say tanking all you want, but they racked up some draft picks.
That's part of tanking. That's the classic trust the process Philadelphia. It's so smart, and they're being the first NFL team to do it. Anyone of value, it's a fire sale, okay? We're going to get a bunch of picks, and then we are going to have a great team in 3 or 4 years rather than go 7-9 for the next 10.
Yeah, exactly. And I get annoyed when everybody's saying, can't believe that the coach is saying it doesn't mean that we don't want to win. They still want to win. These are competitive players. I play flag football. It is meaningless, and I'm still mad if I lose the game. Like, I want to win the game nevertheless. So
yeah, those guys did not make it to the highest level of competition by not caring if they win or lose.
Yeah. Yes, are they making moves that make it harder for them to win, but make it better for down the road? Absolutely. Tanking is what it is, but it doesn't mean the players' heart is totally taken out of it and they purposefully lose games. So great for my Dolphins. I think that really gives them some ammo in coming years. Like you mentioned to me earlier today about Tua, if they want Tua or they want, the other guy's escaping me. A couple of good guys next year.
Herbert from Oregon?
Yeah, Justin Herbert.
Can I tell you something interesting, Caleb?
Okay.
That I heard the other day that made me go, aha!
Okay.
Tunsil, very good left tackle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are left tackles so valuable in the NFL? It protects the quarterback's blind side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not if you're a left-handed quarterback like Tua, in which the right tackle would be the more valuable position.
That's a very, very... Whoever
I'm starting smoke right now with how fast I'm rubbing my mustache.
That is one of the more insightful takes you could hear someone say. That's very interesting. Now they're going to go with somebody that has no left arm and only a right arm. Somehow, the first one-armed quarterback in the NFL. Now that's pretty interesting. So, but let's move on. Our next segment. I just titled it Scaredy Drafters because I couldn't think of anything else, but these are players that we actually like as players.
But we're scared.
We're so scared to draft them. And we're just going to give you short, just comments of our own on maybe what's going through our head and stopping us from drafting them because I've had every opportunity to draft my guys, every single one. So,
well, since you have 3, I have 2. Why don't you start?
All right, I'm going to start with your wide receiver this year, Odell Beckham Jr. Who I don't know if you've drafted him more than a place or two, but I'm scared of Odell Beckham Jr. for mainly one reason. He's never played an entire season in his 4-year career. Okay? He produces majorly when he's on the field. Almost every game, you guarantee he's getting catches, going to play. But even as recently as last season, he missed 6 games, was it? At the end of the year. And unfortunately, if I'm drafting, he would most likely end up being my first or second player off the board. You know what we think. Be as safe as possible. And I'm just, when he's sitting there, I know how good he is. And I know if he's healthy all year, he could end up as the wide receiver 1. Easy. But I just can't pull the trigger because of his injury-prone nature. It is a new offense. It is a brand new team, and they have a lot of weapons on that team. Not saying he's going to do any worse, but I can't pull the trigger. Can't draft him. I always pivot.
Okay, correction. He has played 1 full season, 16
That was
games.
his rookie year.
No, it was not.
No? Oh, okay. I lie.
He as long as you sound like you know what you're talking about.
And I did, but you still checked me.
You're totally right. That's the only thing, the reason I think he's not being taken higher. He's played in 12 games, 15 games, 16 games, 4 games, and 12. So not great. And the reason I don't take him anymore is because unbelievably, in all the drafts I've done, I have either gotten the 9th pick, the 10th pick in a 12-team league. I am just getting covered with Devontae Adams and Julio Jones and James Connors of the world. I have not gotten I've gotten one opportunity, but I traded out of it like an idiot. So
poor you, by the way.
What's that?
Poor you. Oh, I got Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I hope you just pooped your pants. Okay.
All right. Who's yours?
Le'Veon Bell. I like him.
Yeah.
I'm a Steelers fan. I know this guy has undeniable talent, okay? I like him. You have a young quarterback. They dump offs, man. PPR. Bazinga. Very excited. But that offensive line, man, it scares me. Now, Ryan Khalil did come out of retirement. He's a very excellent center, and he is now starting on the Jets' offensive line at the quarterback of the offensive line. But still, that offensive line's a big question mark. Will he not have enough time to bounce around back there like he did in Pittsburgh? Also, T.Y. Montgomery. Ty Montgomery. Dang it.
You tried to get it right.
I even said slower.
You spent time.
You know what made me think of that is I thought to myself, it's T.Y. Hilton. No, it's Ty Hilton.
Just say Montgomery.
Yeah.
There's only one on the team.
Apparently, it's almost going to be a running back by committee at week 1 since he hasn't played in like 600 days or something ridiculous. And I think he's going to get a little more work than some people anticipate. So, early 2nd-round pick, a little scared about it, Caleb. That's Le'Veon Bell.
He was actually going to be my first, and I saw you put him in because if he's as good as he was in Pittsburgh, he's a top 5 running back, no problems. But, hey, we're scaredy drafters. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, we're scared of Le'Veon Bell.
My next one is Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen, who burned you 2 years straight, and then in a 3rd year, you let him on your team again, and he rocked it out for you. He's again. I'm very scared of injury-prone wide receivers, and Keenan Allen is one of those kind. He's even dealing with allergies as recently as injuries as recently as a couple of weeks ago.
The fact that he can't be close to cats really scares me from drafting.
Yeah. Hunter Henry's coming back, bound to grab some red zone targets to take away some of the touchdown count. He's still going to get targeted if he's healthy and on the field, but again, when I have to grab him in the 2nd round, I'm taking my eyes elsewhere.
Take him elsewhere. Should I say my last one?
Yeah.
It's someone that I really like. I had him high in my rankings.
Very high. Number 5 as a running back.
Thank you. Le'Veon Bell's friend, Dalvin Cook, actually. I think we all saw what he did in week 3 of the preseason. He had like an 80-some yard touchdown run.
Mm-hmm.
Insanely explosive. He's averaged 4.7 yards a carry, okay? But you know what else? He averages 7 games a year.
Yeah,
it's
not good.
He's also had 6 career touchdowns. That includes receiving and rushing. 6 career touchdowns. No Latavius Murray, great talent. You know, he can cut, stop on a dime, speed. He's very exciting, man. The health. Let me just briefly go over some things with you, okay? In college, he missed a game because of an ankle sprain. Then, like every year, he's had an injury. 2014, shoulder tear. 2015, ankle sprain. 2016, shoulder tear. 2017, rookie in the NFL, tears ACL. 2018, hamstring pull. Then, a couple weeks later, hamstring strain that keeps him out for 4 games. I mean, it's every year with this guy. If you have the Balialials to draft this guy, you have to make it a priority to take Alexander Mattison, because at some point that guy is going to start a few games.
So the only benefit, and I heard this retold a couple of weeks ago, and I must have forgotten about it, is it's very common after players suffer an ACL, and this is people's worry about Cooper Kupp, that their muscles overcompensate and they have hamstring issues. So no different to Dalvin Cook. But apparently if the hamstring issues are rehabbed properly, the following year, the ACL, the hamstring should give you no issues. So if the rehab was done correctly, from what I understand, Cook should have no problem this year whatsoever.
I hope you're right.
But
I'm just saying, I went back to his freshman year in college, and every year since then, he's had some sort of injury that's made him miss time.
Yeah, no bueno. No bueno.
Which translates to avoid in fantasy football.
Unfortunately, I have him a couple places, but it's tough. So my last one before we move on to our preview, Joe Mixon, extremely talented, runs the ball like crazy. The Cincinnati Bengals with A.J. Green left off the field for the first few weeks of the season are really going to rely on their run game. And who else is back there? Giovanni Bernard, their rookie from last year that tore his ACL and was out for the season. Guess what? Tore the same ACL here a couple of days ago and is out for the season again, unfortunately. Great, very talented back. His career is probably done. But that leaves Joe Mixon, an amazing player. His offensive line is bad. That offense is bad. The team is bad. So it's very hard with who else is around Joe Mixon. You're talking back of the first, front of the second in order to get Joe Mixon. It's very hard to pull the trigger on a guy that the talent is there, but the team isn't necessarily going to do enough. He's not like Saquon Barkley. He's not quite at that level where he can just destroy even on a bad team, because they're not going to give him 50 touches in a game. They're going to give him the same amount of touches, and it's a bad line, bad game script, and it'll be very hard to go with Joe Mixon this year.
Yeah, I haven't been a fan of him since he came in. I mean, last year was kind of a coming out party for him, but it's a gut feeling, Caleb. I don't like him. It's me gut.
That's it. Let's do this now. NFL Week 1 is here. We're so happy. I'm happy. I can't wait this is my first year with Red Zone channel. Yeah, everybody can laugh at me, but I can't wait because now I just get to watch every score, everything ever, and I don't have to just watch my Dolphins crap the bed.
Unfortunately, with the Red Zone channel, you won't be getting to see any of your Dolphins.
You're so funny, I want to punch you in the mouth.
I'm way ahead of you.
And we're going to jump right into it.
I just got to tell you something quick. I used the Red Zone channel for preseason, week 4, and for a week of games that don't matter. What a rush, man.
Yeah.
What a rush. That was cool.
Yeah, if you really are dedicated to watching one game, then that's not the channel for you. But otherwise, for fantasy football, heck yeah. So let's start with Green Bay and Chicago. Thursday night, 8:20, first game of the season. Healthy Aaron Rodgers, healthy team all around. We hope we get to see what the running game is really going to look like in Chicago for Green Bay. We get to see what David Montgomery is going to do. Is Mitch Trubisky an actual good NFL quarterback? What's going on with Allen Robinson? Who's the number one on that team? The line is at +3 right now. Chicago is the favored to win. Who do you like in this game? Do you like the line? Do you take that? What's in your head?
Let's just keep in mind, everyone, that week 1 and week 2 usually can get a little sloppy, so don't make any rash trades or drops. If Aaron Jones has 10 carries for 30 yards, don't put him on the trade block. Week 1s are always just a little hairy.
Mm-hmm.
But having said that, this new offense in Green Bay, I am so hot for it. I'm taking the Packers and the points. I think the Packers win outright, but it's going to be a close game with that defense in Chicago especially. +3. Heck yeah. Give me the Packers, bro.
Definitely. I have to agree. I'm taking the Packers as well to cover that spread for sure. Players that I think you should watch out for, definitely watch the script between Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams, though. See if it really is a backfield that's going to be using two backs, because Jamal Williams is basically unowned right now and very cheap to own. So if you have a spot, he's one of the more valuable handcuffs at the same time because he is getting work. Then on Chicago, watch what they do with Tariq Cohen, because I still think personally Tariq Cohen is very valuable, even with David Montgomery there. As the year goes on, David Montgomery will probably get more and more work. But watch some of these players that have these ancillary roles. Get it? That's what I'm watching for. I'm not just watching the big stars. I'm watching the little players.
Not to put a damper on your mood, I really am digging the insight, but we got like 15 more games to go over.
Yes. Yeah. I won't be that in depth. All right. Sunday, September 8th. Start with Washington at the Philadelphia Eagles. Washington are 8.5-point underdogs. Philadelphia is the favorite to win. What you got?
Philadelphia. Eagles are going to come out hot, man. Redskins, they have next to no offense. Case Keenum is their starter. Their defense is good, but I'm going to predict like a 2010 game.
Okay. So you're even with the good defense, you're thinking the 8.5 is still not enough of a spread.
Doable.
Okay. All right. I will take Philly to win, but I'm gonna take Washington to cover that.
Oh, make a mark.
Yep. You make the mark while I talk.
A skid mark.
Next, Los Angeles Rams versus the Carolina Panthers. This is one of the more interesting ones to me, to see how Cam Newton's health is, to see if they do dial back Christian McCaffrey's efforts, and really to see if the Rams offense is as studly as it was to go last year. So Rams favored to win, by a field goal. It's it's destined to be tight. What do you like?
Didn't think it would be this tight, but
very hard to predict.
Taking the Rams, man. I mean, they got a super explosive offense. They made some additions on defense. And Cam Newton may not be 100%. I mean, I think the Rams win by a touchdown or more. So easy. Rams all the way.
I was going to say the same. I do think the Rams will also win by a touchdown. I don't think the Panthers are that improved on defense to go around. So great. Tennessee and Cleveland. We get to see that Cleveland offense, that new improved Odell Beckham, other people, the improved Nick Chubb. See
Couch.
How that, new coach, just a new effort. Baker Mayfield and his just manliness ooze all over the field. Tennessee, 5.5-point underdogs. And yeah, that's all I got. What do you got?
Yeah, you nailed it.
Sounds about right.
I am going to say this. Cleveland's going to win 5.5. I mean, and I think Cleveland's going to win mostly because of their defense in this one. Their offense might take a few games to start jabbing, but their defense looks pretty dang studly. I think they own the Titans. The Titans offense, man.
Yeah.
Mariota, this is his last year, I feel like. Derrick Henry was a one-year wonder, and any offensive weapon is too young, and any of the receivers that are good enough to be a star can't get the ball in their hands. So I think it's going to be a rough year for Tennessee. I think Cleveland takes this one pretty easy.
It's got hype confirmation all written all over it. Cleveland 28-10. It has that kind of blowout. Next week, Cleveland might come back and lose one, but I definitely think this is the kind of game that Cleveland's going to really establish themselves.
Perhaps.
Kansas City, the team that you picked to win the Super Bowl this year.
Here we go.
Against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who were a great disappointment last season. Now they have Nick Foles. Leonard Fournette is healthy. Receivers are looking healthy. Kansas City looks mostly the same. Slightly different running back field. Led by LaShawn McCoy, of course. Jacksonville, 3.5-point underdogs.
Is this pause where I come in at?
Yeah, sorry, the social cues. We talked about them.
Yes. So I hate picking the favorites, man. I love picking the underdogs, but I don't see any reason to pick the underdogs here. Kansas City, 3.5? Come on, man. I mean, Nick Foles, a new quarterback in a new system. Leonard Fournette, who had such a abysmal year last year, considering where people were taking him. And you have the MVP of the league and all of his offensive weapons for the most part. Come on. Give me the Chiefs in 3.5.
Yeah, what happened last year when everybody said, here's the real test comes from Patrick Mahomes going against the Jaguars, and not so much of a test.
He said, I aced that test.
Yeah, he doesn't know who he's playing. He's just very good. Yeah, Kansas City, I think they'll do much better than 3.5. They'll go 4.
Definitely.
Baltimore at Miami. In Miami are 5.5-point underdogs, a new face. And by the way, I think Kenny Stills is a sneaky grab for the Houston Texans. Kiki Kuti, suffering some injuries, always. Will Fuller, likely not going to be healthy the whole year. Kenny Stills could become the number 2 wide receiver on that team by week 3.
Definitely. So. Seeing that he was just a throw-in piece for that trade.
Yeah.
Pretty intriguing.
Yeah. So, nevertheless, I'm still taking Baltimore to win this on the ground. They're just going to roll through Miami's defensive line, which is in pieces, and I think that, I'll take them to win by a touchdown.
Man, I want to take Miami here, as crazy as it sounds. I really want to take Miami. But their run game, I feel like with Fitzpatrick, anything's possible.
Yep. That's the wild card.
They just traded Kiko Alonso. He's such a good linebacker. I feel like the Dolphins aren't even picking the Dolphins this one. So I gotta take the Ravens.
Yeah. Buffalo Bills 3-point underdogs to lose in New Jersey against the Jets at 1:00. For me, I will take the underdogs here. I think Buffalo can go into New York and beat the Jets. I liked what the Bills have been doing. I think it's a chance for them to show off some improved talent by Josh Allen and the running back core. And the Jets are just, they're whatever. They're both in Miami's division, but I like Buffalo here.
I got to be honest with you. I feel like this game's going to be a wash. I feel like it's going to be a 3-point game. I feel like the Jets are going to win, but only by a field goal. But if I have to choose, I'm going to say, I guess I'll take the Jets since you took the Bills. I just feel like with Le'Veon Bell and an improved Sam Darnold, it's possible.
Hey, at least we have a couple disagreements.
I'd like to disagree.
We're going to track this all year, so
no, we aren't.
Say no. Oh, yeah.
I'm just disagreeing again.
Atlanta against Minnesota. Atlanta are 4-point underdogs in Minnesota. Again, what I think is going to be one of the best offenses in Atlanta against a changing offense in Minnesota. We thought they were going to have this incredible defense last year. Ended up not being quite the story that we got at the end of the year. What do you like in this game?
Give me the Falcons. I feel like after their down year last year because of all the injuries, I feel like people were sort of, not giving them all the credit that they deserve. So I feel like the Falcons, definitely. Give them to me. Now.
I am going to agree there as well. I think that they will actually win by more than that 4-point spread, and that Devontae Freeman, they have all their offensive weapons, and I think everybody stays healthy this year pretty much. No. No, the defense is all healthy again, and they have a really good defense going into it as well. So Atlanta is good. I'm good. That's great.
We're all good and great.
Indianapolis at Los Angeles Chargers. What a turnaround since Andrew Luck's retirement. Indianapolis are now 6.5-point underdogs against the Chargers. And I know that the Indianapolis, everything is the same except for the quarterback, but I just think it's going to take a few weeks for Brissett to get back into it and under that role. So I'm taking the Chargers, and the problem is the spread, but that's fine. Yep, I'll take the Chargers to win by a TD, and I'll be happy there.
I think you know where I'm going with this one, Caleb.
Yeah, I would have guessed.
The Colts. Yes, they got a lot of talent there, man. And this isn't the first time Brissett's starting for the Colts, man. I feel like with Melvin Gordon not being there, the Chargers might not be as good as some people think. The Colts, I think, might be a little better than what people think. And I feel like even if the Colts lose, it's not going to be by 6.5.
No.
Because that's impossible.
Yeah.
But I think they'll be able to cover. It will happen. Taking the Colts. I'm taking the Colts.
All right. Cincinnati at Seattle. Cincinnati are 9-point underdogs. Seattle just added Jadeveon Clowney to their defensive line.
For a third-round pick, man. God.
Yeah, whether you think he's underrated or not, that it's going to help against a bad offensive line, and I think Seattle is just going to dominate them. They are not – the only problem here is their offensive weapons are not going to have to do that much. I think that Chris Carson is going to eat. He's going to just destroy things, and Seattle, I'll take them with the spread as well. I say they win by a couple touchdowns here.
Just be smashing benches with a baseball bat on the sideline.
Oh,
yeah.
Just
destroying things.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I have a problem with this is a 9-point spread. That's a huge spread, man. And Cincinnati has a new offense that has a couple question marks. But I feel like with no A.J. Green, Tyler Boyd, your number one, injuries at tight end, and Joe Mixon, Andy Dalton. Yeah, Seattle.
Detroit at Arizona, a measly 2.5 points. Detroit favored to win. And I'm happy taking Detroit to win, and I think they can easily cover that spread. Yeah, there's not much that I need to say here. Arizona, we're all curious to see how that offense turns out, but until I see it, I can't trust that Arizona is going to put up a lot of points. So I'm happy to take Detroit to win by at least 3.
Yes, there's going to be some growing pains with Kyler Murray, and I don't see him going nuts week 1. I think the Lions with Kerryon Johnson have improved greatly. I'm with you. This is pretty easy.
Giants, 7-point underdogs at Dallas.
Ooh, what do we do?
Giants, I think it's one of those tricky teams that's going to surprise you this year. Even though there's the craziness at quarterback, I think the rest of that team is not as bad as people. We've talked about this before. So I will take Dallas to win, but not by 7. I think that the Giants are going to cover that spread.
Dang you, Caleb.
Oh,
dang you.
Same thing.
To heck. Yeah. I feel like if Ezekiel Elliott doesn't play week 1, which I think he does, the Giants definitely cover this.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this is a hard one because it's a divisional game. I mean, they're always...
It is, yeah.
It's usually... most divisional games are less than a touchdown, especially in the NFC North, or not the North, NFC East, yeah. So, give me the Giants. Son of a gun, Caleb. I thought it's going to be cool and make that pick, and you just ruined it.
I need to let you go first this time. Let's see if you can do something crazy with this one. San Francisco, 1-point underdogs
Both of them.
To the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's in Tampa Bay, 4:25 p.m. Go ahead.
Jimmy Garoppolo, big question mark. Him and Jameis Winston have a lot in common. No one knows what the heck they're all about this year.
Yeah.
But I will say, Niners have a slightly better defense, and by slightly, I mean a lot better defense.
Slightly better running game?
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I just feel like that Tampa Bay offense is very hit or miss, and I feel like week 1 they're going to hit. I'll take Tampa Bay.
I'll take San Francisco in this one.
Will you now?
I think that their running backs, although they might not be bruisers, they are crazy talented pass catchers back there, and they can come at you from a lot of different angles. Between that, George Kittle, and some really talented wide receivers, I think they won't know what to do with themselves on Tampa Bay. So, Pittsburgh +6 to underdogs to New England, and this again has upset written all over it. I like the Steelers to win that division this year. I'm not a Patriots fan, obviously. I'm happy to take the Steelers to win, and I'll take them to win by a touchdown as well.
Let me tell you a little bit about the history, Caleb, of Pittsburgh and New England since Tom Brady and Roethlisberger have gone head-to-head.
I know.
They suck. The
Yes,
Steelers
they do.
suck in New England. They're terrible. Are they 6 points terrible?
Yes.
No, I feel like it's going to be a 3-4 point game with New England coming out on top. So I'll take Pittsburgh.
All right. Houston, come Monday night, 2 games, 7:10 starts p.m. Houston at New Orleans. Houston is 7-point underdogs, a full touchdown. An offensive game, I would say. New Orleans defense was much improved last year. Obviously, Houston just lost Jadeveon Clowney, although they have gained a lot of pieces through trades in recent weeks. This one is another tough one for me. I think New Orleans they're my pick to win the Super Bowl. But I think they're all about, they're set up and ready to make a run. So I'm going to take New Orleans, and I will take the 7 points.
Too much. 7 points, too much.
It's a lot.
Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins, they got a decent defense. I'm taking Houston and the points, man. Every day, all day.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
So we disagree. Have you been writing these in? No.
Most of them. Hey, not to put a damper on your mood with the Dolphins, I was meaning to tell you this. Some NFL executive said this because everyone's excited the Dolphins got all the picks. And it says, I remember, this executive from the NFL says, I remember a time when people talked about the Browns having multiple picks and everyone was excited. Those picks turned into Brandon Weeden, Justin Gilbert, Johnny Manziel, and Cameron Irving, and Corey Coleman.
Oh, don't worry. I am fully aware we have every opportunity to mess this up.
Well, I don't want you getting too excited over there. I need you to stay level-headed.
Eventually, the Dolphins have to be good again, right? We haven't won a playoff game in 20 years, right?
Debatable.
Yeah. Last one, Denver at Oakland. Denver are 1-point underdogs at Oakland. I think that the Denver's defense is good, but they have actually declined in the past year. So I think Oakland's going to come out. John Gruden is going to surprise some people and win by a lot more than a point. So I'm taking Oakland to win that by at least a touchdown.
I think there's a lot of hype around Oakland. I think it's well-deserved, but with Antonio Brown missing so much time, I think everyone's forgetting how good that Denver defense is. And Joe Flacco is an efficient player. Not good, just efficient. I'm taking Denver, man. I don't even give a crap.
All right. You do that. You and Joe Flacco can go on a picnic together.
Maybe we will, Caleb. And you're not invited.
Be the worst picnic ever.
Chow right.
Oh.
Mediocrity. Oh, God. Mediocrity sprinkled on everything.
Either one. That sounds disgusting. That's NFL Week 1 for you. It's exciting. And remember, on Thursday, if you have any players playing, put them in their positions, running back, wide receiver, and not the flex. That way you have some flexibility come Sunday. If you get any injuries, if you have any issues with a player bombing on Thursday and you need to put a more boom-oriented player in on Sunday to make up some points. So leave those flex positions available. Unless you're in a league like us that has flex.
Flexational.
Last part we'll bring up is Wes is going to give us his DFS Sleeper of the week.
Yes, okay.
That's daily fantasy, by the way, if anybody.
Or DTF.
DFS.
DTF. That means other things.
Yeah, let's put that away.
So, my sleeper is Matt Stafford. Never thought I'd say that.
Oh.
He is the 23rd ranked quarterback, okay? He's the 23rd ranked quarterback this year, or for this week, on FanDuel at $6,600, which is a steal considering no Patrick Peterson, no Robert Alford, which was the number 2 cornerback in Arizona. So basically means there's some veteran, I don't even know his name, and then Murphy, the rookie, who will be playing cornerback. Matt Stafford is not a superstar, but he is going to tear that defense apart, I feel like. And at that price, you can definitely go big at other spots. So, sleeper of the week, Matt Stafford!
You heard it right here. If he's wrong, it's my fault. If he's right, he's right.
I'm a genius.
Yeah. Hey, that's all we got. Do you have anything else before we wrap it?
Tell me what happens in this scenario, okay? Superman at the newspaper place, okay? Drinking his
Daily
coffee.
Planet.
Very good. Daily Planet, all right? Drink some coffee. Ah, hot. Spills all over his shirt. What does he do? He can't take the shirt off. The S is under there, man.
Well, as far as I remember, he's so lightning fast that people can't see him move. So if I was Superman, I would just bamf to my lair or my apartment, grab a shirt
for bad guys.
And be back before anybody saw me.
I think it would be a little awkward, man, if someone's like trying to wipe it off and like when you get something on a shirt, it starts to see through a little bit. And if people see the S, I mean, that could get pretty awkward.
What if the hot coffee steams up his glasses and he has to take his glasses off to wipe them off? And suddenly now they recognize him.
Everyone's like, what the? No way!
Where did he go? Now Superman's here.
Then he puts the glasses back on. Wait, what happened to Superman?
Good question. Hey, that's it for episode 25. Thanks, everybody, for letting us speed through it a little bit more.
Yes, thanks you very much. On to the season, everyone.
Hey!
Hey, sir!